I believe that it is time for yet another episode of some Geeks with some things to say. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back yet again. I am Big Baba Rob. I am your ever best and host. See, there you go, clicking, interrupting my. Just told you about that clicking. That clicking, clicking.
Sorry, homie.
It's okay. So, we are back again for another fantastically geekish podcast. I am Big Bob Rob, your ever-present host of this fabulous show. But it's not just me. I've got some of the most powerful geeks that I could possibly ask for, my geek brethren and maybe even sister, and we'll see if Dark Phoenix can make it tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce who's on the show tonight. I do have the clickable Potbelly Samurai. What's up, man?
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Good that you can make it. Ladies and gentlemen, that shiny guy over there, that's Dark Geekonius. What's up, Geekonius?
Hey, everybody. What's up?
Yo, did you take NyQuil before the show? You all right? You feel okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, great. All right, super. All right, super. So, ladies and gentlemen, and then last but not least, we have his royal awesomeness. That guy over there, that's King Face. What's going on, Face?
You know, I just got done paintballing, and I got hit in the ribs, and I got this large blotch on my stomach. So if you see me make one of them noise, that's what that is. Paintball to the ribs.
Paintball to the ribs.
So other than that, I'm peachy.
Feeling kind of old now, huh?
No, I feel kind of hurt now.
Because you was probably out there with Dietrich and them, and they probably bouncing off the walls like they got all kind of energy right now.
Actually, it was the other way around. It was the adults that was more violent. The kids didn't want to get shot.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a great show for you tonight. I am definitely looking forward to my geek brethren telling me about their incredible trip. And we have the three of these fine geeks that you see here, minus myself. I said the three, so that means not me. They went to DragonCon, and I caught their periscopes, and they posted really great pictures of some amazing cosplay. So I'm definitely looking forward to hearing about the DragonCon experience. We're also going to have our Sith news segment tonight, and then we're going to hit the roundtable as well. We'll talk about anything that we want to talk about. I know that I want to talk a little bit about the Mad Max video game. I've been playing that a ridiculous amount of time, and interesting. So I'll talk a little bit about that, and I'm hoping that Dark Econius can enlighten me about this amazing pencil. I hear there's so much about this magic pencil that's been created. And I want to hear so much about this great pencil. So I'm definitely going to be looking forward to that. But if we could, let's get it kicked off. Let's get it started, ladies and gentlemen. I want to give this over to Darth Geekonius with Sith News of the Week. Darth Geekonius, take it away, sir.
Okay, so this week we had a lot going on this week, so I'll get right into it. We had some new comic book releases this week. I wrote an article on the blackgeeks.com, check it out, about The Walking Dead issue 146. Things are really heating up in Alexandria. You should really check out the comic book if you're a fan of the show. Also, a new issue of Bitch Planet has been out recently, and several other comics from Marvel, to include Star Wars and Darth Vader, and some other ones. Of course, you know, the Secret Wars is still going on. Also this week, Apple had their big announcement. Won't go into any real details, but we know that the Apple TV, the iPad Pro, and the iPhone 6s was announced. Also, along with that, was some incentives from T-Mobile, some fighting going back and forth with Sprint as well. In other news, there has been a leaked image of Apocalypse from the X-Men Age of Apocalypse movie. And if you go to my Twitter feed at Darkieconis, you'll see a good picture. And I also have the article up there. And I kind of asked people, do you think this is any better than what we've seen so far? And I will say this, it's a lot closer to what we expected Apocalypse to look like. So there's that. Moving right along, Microsoft is in a little bit of trouble because it looks like Windows 10 is downloading on people's computers, even if they don't ask to upgrade. So it looks like you're going to get Windows 10 whether you like it or not, as far as Microsoft is concerned. And movie news, It looks like Jeepers Creeper 3 is on the way. So if you missed the Creeper, it looks like they're still going to make that movie.
So, did anybody like those movies?
But Jeepers Creepers?
Yeah.
The first one was definitely good, in my opinion. The second one was, the other was Illmatic. Oh, sorry.
Nah. Yeah, I didn't like the second one. But
Yeah, it was kind of
it-
pause. Move right
coming
along.
out with a third one.
Yeah, they start shooting next year in 2016. So also DC has revealed first look at Hawkman and Hawkgirl for Legends of Tomorrow series. Also, the trailer for Jessica Jones came out this week as well. For those who are looking forward to what Marvel's going to do on Netflix. What else? Boy, it was so much news. Super Mario Brothers turned 30 years old today. So for those of you who are wondering how old you are, put some things in perspective. Don't stop.
Hey, real talk. How many times did any of y'all beat Mario 1?
Dude, I stopped counting, like literally.
Just a few, maybe.
Dude,
I don't know, Bowser, man.
I don't know, dude. I'm so old school that we ain't even call it beating it. That's when we used to turn games over. Like,
because I was trying to. We was playing. One of my friends bought a Nintendo, so I went and got some of the games myself, and we're playing Mario 3. And I couldn't stop myself from trying to beat it. So I did all the pipes, did all the cheap pipes and all that. And then my kids was like, hey, so why don't we just do the whole thing? I was like, you play to win the game, son. You ain't trying to do the whole thing. You know. And it was crazy because I couldn't stop it. And I was like, I remember all the back roads and all the back pipes and how to get to each level without having to go through certain boards. And it was crazy. How
just getting all the men out the turtle shell and making sure you don't die before you get to the next level and like lose all your men.
That's crazy. 30 years old. Jeez, y'all guys are old.
Nintendo came out in 1985. Wow.
And the world was ever changed.
Never changed. Also in comic book news, Marvel is about to launch Red Wolf, its first Native American comic series. He's not his first Native American hero, but definitely the one that's going to get. He's going to get his He's the first Native American hero, but he's getting his own comic series. Let me get that news correct. This should make Baba Rob a little bit happy.
Robots? Are we talking about robots?
Yes, we're talking a little bit about robots. Yes. It looks like there's going to be a Transformers 5, unfortunately.
Is Michael Bay doing it?
And Michael Bay is doing it.
Oh man!
And it's going to have.
I thought this was supposed to be good news.
And it's going to have 2 different storylines, apparently. One of them is going to feature Mark Wahlberg's character, Cade Yeager, and the Dinobots, and some of the Autobots as they try to save Earth. And the other one's going to feature Optimus Prime in space as he goes to track down their creator and fight Unicron.
Oh, wait, I gotta turn the camera off. This is getting exciting. Oh!
Okay.
That was great news. Look at my glasses are fogging up and everything. Whoa! Let me bring out the fan.
I don't know. Somebody get that man a cigarette.
Oh, that's gonna be an awesome storyline, except for the luckiest humans ever. But otherwise, yes, that's gonna be a great storyline.
Listen,
they should call me.
It's not luck, okay? Just the other day, I was going down Pennsylvania Avenue, and I seen somebody jump off the one of the DLJ building, and he jumped on the pole, swung around on the pole, then landed on his feet just to go to Eyeball Pain to buy a blueberry muffin. So it can happen. You just don't realize if you actually open your eyes and look every day, there's a lot of people surviving death-defying things that they should die from all the time. All the time.
Well, my last entry into Sith news this week, Z Nation is back. So if you are not watching Z Nation, I highly recommend
Did that come on? Did that come on already?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Friday.
Episode 1, Friday, 10 p.m.
on Sci-Fi.
I watch it.
For those with Verizon Fios, that's channel 680.
If you live in the DC area. Gotta put some context to that. Also, I also have a running tweet going out there. Not many people answered, and I wonder if that's because not many people actually watch the show. But the question on the table is Roberta or Michonne? And that's all I have for Sith News. Back to you, Rob.
That's an unfair comparison.
How is it an unfair comparison?
It's two totally different kind of shows, though. Like, it's in a zombie apocalypse, but let's face it.
It just boils down to badassery.
Z Nation is like the goofballs of a zombie apocalypse.
But
It's
we're not
goofball.
talking storyline. We're talking about killing zombies.
Bad man,
Killing zombies.
She's a bad chick. You can't knock it. Even
Got
if
it.
she is smiling and joking while she's doing it.
Yeah, that's true. But, you know.
I'm
gonna
giving
have to go
Roberta.
with Michonne. I'm gonna have to
I'm
go with
giving it
Michonne.
to Roberta.
She sat in the grandfather chair while she weathered a tornado of zombies. You got to be bad after that.
I'm gonna have to go with Michonne just because of my love of swords and sword play. So
Don't know girl had a sword?
now she got a machete.
Got a big ass machete and a couple of guns. She's a lieutenant in the army. She just cut people.
Army Reserves, or does that? No, not the Army Reserves. She's a lieutenant in the National Guard, Army National Guard, National Guard. Yeah.
It's all army. And she's swinging machetes and shooting guns at the same time. I don't know. And I think her kill count's a little bit higher.
Yeah, but Michonne is like psychopath, ruthless. That's who you need on your team.
Yeah, Roberta will kill hundreds of zombies with a smile, though.
Wow. Cool. So let's jump into. I want to find out all about this amazing trip. You guys got together. I don't even know how you all got there because the timeline.
So real quick before we go into that.
Oh, go ahead.
Next year, we all have to go down there though.
I already bought my tickets.
Yeah, I got mine. So we all got to go down there because there's a lot of things we left on the table.
Yeah.
Before we go into how much fun we did have, there's a lot.
I sent the text earlier. Ain't nobody respond because we missed the Hugh Hefner party.
No, I saw it. I didn't see the point. It was crazy. So
we missed the Playboy Bunny party.
Yeah.
That kind of still hurt my feelings.
We all got to go. And I'm going to tell you why. And let's just jump right into the conversation. And I'm not being vain right now. Okay? Maybe just a little bit, but not all the way. Okay? But the first day we were down there was Friday. Me and Potbelly went. Okay? Let's just, for argument's sake, we was in the area for an hour and a half. 1 hour and 30 minutes. In 1 hour and 30 minutes, because I figured the first 45 minutes we was walking around trying to be all blending in. Potbelly went on with his little polo and his little, pretty boyish, and I just had on a t-shirt and whatever. But then we flipped into our uniforms and changed into our Black Geeks t-shirts. And so about 30 minutes after that, we probably got approached 4 or 5 times about being mini celebrities. It was weird because I am used to people paying a lot of attention to me, but in that way, like the whole, hey, I follow you or I watch you, that was weird. For like a good 30-minute block of time, I really thought I was a big deal. I mean, I am, but I really was we was on some other stuff. Like,
what he's really trying to say is like, yo, that joint was awesome. Like, getting recognized, people stopping us like, yo, y'all them dudes, we follow y'all on Facebook, or I follow you on Twitter, or I watch our show, like, can we take a picture? Like, that is an awesome feeling to get recognized on that level. And it was like that the whole time we was there. Like, whenever we had the shirts on, people was coming up to us. It's like, yo, a friend of mine put me on to y'all, and I connected to y'all on Facebook. Yo, what up? Can I take a picture? Like, it's like that. And like people who never even heard of us seeing the shirts and was just like, yo, those are so cool. Can I take a picture? Yo, where can I get one? Like, it was a lot of love being shown to the fellas. Like, y'all missed out on like mini celebrity status.
Yeah, and it was crazy because it was just the two of us down there with the shirts. Now, most of the cons we go to, we kind of get good reaction when we go deep like that and just enjoy ourselves. But I mean, that was kind of awesome. That was the number one thing I say, and we had a ball. But that whole thing getting shown a lot of love and being able to enjoy the experience while doing it.
Yo, Bison said you got to work on your Periscope skills.
Look, that was my first time Periscope. Okay, because I think what ended up happening, I think what they talking about was the first 4 Periscopes I couldn't turn it off. I kept trying to turn it off, and my hands were sweaty, so my fingers kept rubbing on the phone. And I was trying to be like, turn it off. I couldn't do it. And I literally look. We were down there, and it was just us two, right? And so I was like, Kekonia showed me the Periscope. We did the Periscope when we went and did the visit, what we should talk about later, by the way. But we went and did the visit, and he was like, hey, this is the Periscope. This is what it is. And I was like, huh. And so while we down there, I said, I need to do something. I don't want to be on Twitter all the time because, I mean, that's fun and everything, but that ain't really saying nothing. You can't really get the experience by just tweeting it out. So I literally downloaded Periscope while we was walking down the street. I downloaded it, put it on my phone, and when I got on, that was the first time I've ever been on. I'm sitting there trying to say, how do I turn it off? How do I turn it off? And the joint just kept sliding off because my hand was all sweaty. It was crazy. So that probably happened the first 4 scopes. And it wasn't until later where I was like, okay, double tap and get it off or whatever. So I was learning. It was a learning experience. Next time my Periscope game will be more official. I promise you. I will do my duty to make it more official. But it was fun. I had fun. I wish I would have done more, but we were just so in the moment, and there was a lot going on, and it was so busy. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I've not been to San Diego Comic-Con yet, but I really need to go. Or if anybody has been there, you can hit us up and let us know your experience. I have a hard time believing that any con could equal that particular con on that particular level. And what I mean by is the party atmosphere. Maybe they do in San Diego Comic-Con, but it was like we was partying. They was turning up like early. They got the bars in every station. It was crazy on that front. It was like insane. And Cats is having a good time, and I think I took away more than anything else is how much fun you can have in that world. It was the costumes, it was the partying, everybody was cool. There was no crazy animosity. It was all just, I'm having fun, you're having fun, let's have fun together. That was great. That's a great atmosphere. So I definitely enjoyed that front. I think everyone
say there was no animosity. I can bring up at least one little incident, but I'm not going to comment on
Don't
that.
do that. I know what you're talking about. That was some shady stuff. Don't put them on blast. They don't deserve. They don't deserve to be.
They don't deserve the attention.
No.
Right, so we won't bring them up. But
foolish people.
Guys, it's like DragonCon was like one of those experiences that. And I was talking to my cousin about it, and I sent him some pictures, and the first thing he started doing was clowning, like, "Oh, she too fat to be in that." And I was like, that response right there is why you're not coming next year, because the fact that you out there and you doing your geek thing, and you around other geeks is doing their geek thing, that's like a sacred, safe space for me right there. Like, everybody should be allowed to just do their own thing and have fun. And I was telling him, he didn't really agree with me, but Face and I are on the same page with this. Like, every woman who decides to do cosplay is hot. The fact that you putting yourself out there and you letting your geek flag fly, that's like a beautiful thing. Now, whether that person is your cup of tea or not don't mean nothing to me or anybody else. Like, the fact that you're like really in your space and you loving it and you enjoying it, like, I applaud you, I celebrate you, and I'm with you on that. Like, I cosplayed for the first time at DragonCon, and I thought that, I was feeling like, my cosplay game ain't up to par, and like I was feeling a little bit silly. Face was like, nah, you thorough, let's go. And we went out there. Like, the minute I stepped out, dudes is like yelling out of cars like, "Yo, Mace Windu!" Like,
which is funny because he went and said, "I'm not Mace Windu," and then everybody's like, "You Mace Windu?" He's like, "It's like that whole y'all all look alike." And he's like, "I'm gonna stay by my ground. I am not Mace Windu because I don't have the purple sword. You Mace Windu. I ain't Mace Windu. You gonna be Mace Windu? All right, fine. I'll be Mace Windu. All right, come on, let's take this."
I basically was Mace Windu like all weekend, I just became Mace Windu, and it was so much fun. Like people running up to me like, "Yo, your cosplay looks so good!" Like, and I got pictures of with other Jedi's and groups of Jedi's and groups of Jedi and Sith. It was such an electric environment that it was whatever you was into, and it's crazy. So if you're homophobic, just tune me out right now and get off. Matter of fact, I don't even really want you watching us if you're homophobic because I ain't really about that. But gay pride was going on at the same time. So somebody had sent a note saying "Yo, that the DragonCon is what did it say? It was it was a fag fest or something like that. Something real derogatory because it was going on. But everybody was having fun, and dudes they brought so much energy to it, and they increased and helped hype up the party and hype up the environment. So we was, whether you was gay, straight, whatever, cosplay, non-cosplay, it was this huge, 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 huge party, and it was so much positivity and so much fun.
And I understand. Now, look, don't get me wrong. For my own personal reasons, next time I go there, I want to be able to get into the Spartan Club. You know what I'm talking about. I want to be able to be part of the Spartan Club. But there was a potbelly Spartan, and there was a 300-pound vision. But they pull it off. They pull it off. And so it was crazy because I know we was all talking when we was trying to get our geek fit on, and we were like, "Hey, you don't want to go down in the vision with a gut." There was a couple gutted visions, but they was having fun doing it though. And
that's what it's all about.
To me, that was fun. Just being out of your space for 3 or 4 days, just going down and just being part of the environment instead of, because there was a couple, and I don't understand it myself. I mean, if you're going to go into a party, what you standing against the wall for, looking at other dudes partying and talking bad about them because they having fun? That makes no sense. There was 2 or 3 of those throughout the whole weekend, so it was all good. And I didn't see the point if you going to go to a party and get mad, talk crap about someone else partying. Everybody, mostly everybody, was having a good time down in that con, and I had more fun watching them, and it loosened me up a little bit. Doing their thing, having my fun. It was crazy. I mean, I was walking downtown ATL with a damn Miles Morales mask on. You know what I'm saying? Or the next day, I did my Rey Mysterio with my championship belt. I mean, that doesn't even sound right at first when you really say it, but it was fun though. I actually had fun. I actually kept the mask on too. I didn't just put it in my pocket and say, "Oh, I got it in my hand, but I'm not going to wear it." I ain't do all of that. I mean, we had fun, and I even next year I'll probably even go in even more. I mean,
I'm already plotting out next year. I done make some some designer connects to get some super uber official cosplay jumping off. Yeah. I'm about to have at least 2-3 joints in the suitcase for when I fly down.
Yeah, we met a bunch of cosplayers. Hopefully we get to have a few on the show. If you're listening again, we didn't forget about you. We will be contacting you, and hopefully we can do some big things and do some interviews and have some fun, and you get to tell your stories and all that stuff. I mean, we met a lot of different cosplayers, a lot of different types of folks through our experience down there, and it was awesome. And I think one of the things that was cool too is to see how it was all set up. We got to meet, how they had all the hotels connected to each other and being able to see all that. Now, we didn't go to any of the costume competitions, but if anyone, this is another thing, if y'all can hit us up via Twitter, hit us up on the website, hit us up during the show, watching. I want to know who won that costume contest on Saturday. Was it Saturday with the Doom? The dude that did Doom?
Yo, I don't know, but that Doom joint so far off the hook. If he didn't win, then I don't know.
I picked the pictures of all the costume and the cosplay should be on the site and on our Twitter. You can check that out. But I'll make sure I double check. Because right now I'm saying that anyone who is looking to do another something with Doom, That is what you should have looked like. The dude that did the cosplay for that was so on point. That was the best costume of the week. That week, easily. I mean, and there were a lot of good ones, but the guy that did Doom was the best one. Period.
It's some cats that come pretty close though. Like
They
it's
were close.
the black dude Arachnoid 3. That's his handle on both Twitter and Facebook. He did the mashup between like a mermaid and an Iron Man. He's in
Iron
a
Man.
wheelchair.
That
Yeah,
was cool.
his joint was like uber thorough. Like the dudes that came as like Autobots, like the Bumblebee joint. Like that joint was real thorough. The Optimus Prime joint was thorough. Um, like a lot of the robot dudes like was
The Halo
crazy.
guys.
Like yeah, the
Yeah,
Halo team and like yo, they did live action scenes in the hotels where dudes was acting out scenes from 300, and they was
that was
acting out
cool.
scenes from Alien, and they like the alien was running around, they was fighting trying to shoot and kill the alien. Like that joint was crazy. They had like this whole parade of like Mandalorian mercs coming through like this, like marching, coming through through the hotel. That joint was crazy. It's a lot of different stuff. Like the the level of cosplay was, you had everything from this chick who literally had like an old school television on her head, and other dudes that like had their costumes, they cosplay like cardboard cutouts, all the way up to like Doom and Doom. Yeah, Doom was so thorough that like Fox needed to like just take pictures of this guy and be like, okay, so this is what we're gonna aspire to if we ever get an opportunity to do another Fantastic Four movie.
No more Fantastic Four. Just Doom. Bring him into one of the movies or something. Just do a Doom. No more Fantastic Fours. I don't want to do that.
And like the dude that did at Namor, like
That was hot too.
that dude was
Yeah,
so freaking thorough. Like he was in the gym for about 3 years
easily.
to get to that point. Like he ain't eat nothing but carrot sticks and water for about 3 years to get down to that. But he looked just like Namor, like
But
just like he came out. He's like something straight out of a comic book, man. Like it was crazy.
but there was a lot of ingenuity there. I mean, it was fun. We did a little tally over the cosplays and what everybody was doing. Matter of fact, I think I got the list. You know, it's crazy, and it speaks. I mean, it just shows like um, how in depth all this stuff is. When there will always be, a place for this. Like, you know, in fact, one of the top three cosplayed. Well, first let me say there was so many people down there, and I basically did this list through Friday and Saturday. I didn't really do it much Sunday because there wasn't as many people there. But Friday and Saturday, we basically was taking a list of like what are the most common cosplay out there, and you had two different categories. You had just groups where you couldn't really. There was no
Like
actual character.
steampunks and
Yeah.
Jedis and
So
Twi'leks and
yeah,
Siths
you
and
had
stuff.
like the Jedi or just Jedi or Sith. There was a ton of those, but no particular character. Like Potbelly was two different people at the same time. So that's what I mean. Like you had no particular character. You had
The
the steampunk
steampunk,
guys.
it was
Steampunk was
crazy.
decent, and then after that it was the Halo guys. No, Halo was there, but the Mad Max. I remember what was it? Awesome Con. Me and Econius went to, and you said you were surprised to see that many Mad Max type cosplays. But last weekend, that was like the number three cosplay was Mad Max as far as just the category. That was like the number three. You saw Jedi, Steampunk, Mad Max. Those are the top three. In some iteration, you saw one of those. And as
And
far
on
as
the
like
individual side, though,
the individual side, that was both kind of expected and disappointing at the same time.
Yeah,
So
I had a question about that. I don't remember if you guys were streaming it, but I caught that stream. Looks like I don't know if they were together. It was like a Mad Max cosplay where like the head guy was up on the balcony. Did you guys stream that? Were you there for that? Did you see that?
probably I don't remember.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's like it's crazy. I saw the movie, but I really just cannot remember the name. I mean, there was like you had a bunch of the war boys down below, and they had the one guy was up on top of the balcony, like talking to everybody, like dressing them, and it was like crazy. One thing that I noticed, and I guess you guys could talk to it. You kind of made it clear it was a really big party atmosphere, just from like the different vids I saw from you guys, and I think Lauren was streaming, and a couple other people I know that I follow on Periscope were posting stuff. They seemed like there were a lot of people there. I mean, it was like it almost felt like it was more people than AwesomeCon.
60,000.
Dude, there's
60,000.
You gotta understand.
70. They broke the record.
You gotta understand how it was set up. AwesomeCon is one convention center. At the end of the day, this spanned like 10 square blocks. Okay, 10 square blocks of
downtown, a whole part of the city. I don't get it. So like DragonCon, you got the 6 primary hotels. Like you got the Sheraton, the Hilton, the Marriott, the Hyatt, the Westin, and America's Mart. Like so that's where everything is officially happening. And then they got 25 overflow hotels that include like the W and all the other hotels right there in Midtown. So you're talking about a convention that's taking place over 31 hotels. So they have the whole Midtown Atlanta on smash.
Wow.
Especially on Saturday. That was crazy.
Yo, like
I see so many people in one block in my life. I said, damn. There's so many people.
They say that like the con actually starts on Friday. Like they say it's Friday to Monday, but stuff really kick off like Wednesday night. Like they have panels and everything starting Thursday morning, like 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, something like that. So like next year the game plan is to get in and fly in on Wednesday and really kick it off right. Like the Hugh Hefner the Playboy joint, that party was Thursday night, and I'm sitting there like, yo, so we missed that. Like that's kind of foul. Like gotta be there for that next year.
Wow. So wait. So just back up because I'm trying to conceptualize this. So you said like it takes place in multiple locations. So do they? Okay, like I'm trying to get this. So like, is there
Most of the hotels,
like a building? Is it like different panels in different buildings? And
yeah,
like, you have one building that has like the open venue for shopping, and you have another one that does. So you got like building hop. Really?
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So
so the vendors were in like the
America's Mart.
Yeah, they had a lot of the vending. And then you have panels. Some panels might be in a lot of. Well, the panels we went to was in the Westin.
The Westin and the Sheraton.
Laurel K. We did Laurel K. and Jim Butcher and the 2 other authors. We did their panel, and that was in the Westin.
And then the Star Trek contest was in the Sheraton.
Yeah, then you just have the con. Like, okay, you got the different ballrooms and different stuff happening in all of the different hotels. And matter of fact, and we got to miss it because it was too big. They had Amy Pond was there for the Doctor Who panel.
Yo, it was
and that wrapped around. Was it 2,000 people?
Nah, like the room held 1,900, and it was like almost 3,000 people in line to get into that panel, and we couldn't get in. Like you had the panel started at like 7:30. And
they closed at 5:30.
Yeah, they stopped letting people get online at 5:30. So you had to be online like hours ahead of time just to make it into that panel.
Yeah, that sucked because I really wanted to go to that one. But so did everybody else, I guess. Yeah. And
wow. That's amazing.
Doctor Who was big. Every Doctor Who one was pretty big. Even the little 90s party Doctor Who was kind of big.
And they have like game show joints happening like at night, like after like 9 o'clock is like all adult stuff. So they have like different game shows.
Freaks come out at night,
contests and stuff, like all adult themed, and like them joints is crazy.
Because after the show, there's the after party, and after the party, it was the hotel lobbies.
I saw a couple people streaming. The what's it called, the karaoke. I saw a couple people streaming the karaoke joint that was going on. So yeah, I caught a lot of stuff, man. I'm just sitting there like overwhelmed by it all. It just seemed like that's a lot, man.
And plus, you would have burnt like 1,347 calories, like I did, just walking.
Walking between the venues. I haven't heard a lot from Darth Geekonius, and I'm curious from a Sith perspective. You know, Geekonius, what was your takeaway from DragonCon?
I can't confirm or deny that I was actually there.
All right, got it. Completely understood.
Now, if these loose lip jokers over here want to keep talking, let them do all the talking.
What are you talking about? I had fun at DragonCon.
I might have been.
No, let me listen. I want everybody to think about what just happened just now. Okay, we talking about having fun at a Comic-Con. And Mr. Foolish over there made a statement that made it seem like it was more than just having fun at Comic-Con. So by omission of speaking, he done put us all on blast. See how that worked? Now, before just now, it was, oh, these black geeks had a great time at Comic-Con. And this boo gonna come, well, I was premise not, but these loose lips.
Well, I'm gonna recuse myself from this conversation.
I can't believe this dude. By that right there. See what you just did? Now my wife is calling me stupid.
Oops. Well, you know, I think Geekonius is obviously taking advantage of the fact that Periscope is only 24 hours. Then it deletes because they're
no, seriously, it was fun.
I don't know about what Geekonius did when I wasn't around, but
no,
I ain't do nothing to get me in trouble.
What I did more than anything was wish for a seat and somebody to massage the bunions on my feet. But I will say it was a lot of people. It was fun. I mean, there was a point where after so many panels, we just sat on a balcony for like a couple hours, people watching, and it was exciting, you know, especially when we tried to find out whether Catwoman was a man or a woman. That was hilarious.
Yeah, finally figured that one out though.
I finally had enough and went down and just walked past Catwoman like 3 or 4 times.
But like, you had to take a triple take just to figure it out though.
That's true. No, I had to walk 3 times.
Let me paint the picture though, because he ain't see it how we saw it from the balcony. So here's Geekonius. I gotta go and find out, right? Geekonius is in his halfway Sith robe, so it looked like an old dude in robes. His shorts. So he walked in by the Catwoman, and he walks back, and he kept walking back. Like he was stalking somebody. And he comes back and he goes, it's a woman. I said, you know how creepy you just look just now. So he had to play it on. I need to take pictures. I just want to take a picture. It's like, this dude, that joint was hilarious.
I tried to tell Potbelly up front it was a woman, but he didn't want to listen. If he would have just listened, I wouldn't have to do all that walking back and forth.
But just the fact that you had to do it 3 times made it ultimately clear that it needed clarification.
Maybe just a little bit. But you know, you guys have pretty much covered it. I just feel like ultimately this was probably the most fun I've had in like at least 2015. Probably even more than that. It just was a lot.
That was the highlight of
it was a lot. I don't even know how to conceptualize it in a way for people to get it. But I'll put it this way. Everybody I've talked to since I've gone, I put it out there as it's one of those things you have to do. Like you should start putting money to the side now, whatever it takes. I just feel like it's one of those things you have to experience. Because I remember even damn near 3 o'clock in the morning, the parties were still jumping. Things were still going. The one panel we was on, we was doing that like 1 something in the morning, you know, and I only got to do it for the one full day because I didn't get down there till, you know, early Sunday morning, late Saturday night, whatever. And just in that little bit of time, I couldn't imagine how much fun I would have had I gotten there like a Wednesday and did the whole thing and left on a Tuesday. I think I'd be floating, and that's exactly what my intention is next year, is literally get in the hotel on Wednesday. Other than that, I mean, I do have one critique. I can't go anywhere without critiquing something. Um, and this is part of my continuous complaint. So this isn't anything new if you've been watching our podcast. I hate to go here, but my people, man. I mean, there was a lot of there were a lot of blurs there. Like you said, there's a lot of people shouting you guys out and taking pictures with you. Even on Sunday, there were people like, "Oh, we got the Black Geeks. He should take a picture." But I don't know what it is, man. We got so many people on Twitter, Periscope, whatever. That's blurred. We all tweet amongst one another. We share stuff, and I don't understand why it is that no one can coordinate us getting together at something like DragonCon. Yeah, I know it's 70,000 people, but with all the technology we have, you would think it would be okay to just say, hey, let's just have a blurred meet and greet or something. Those of us who actively go out on the social media and try to put a voice out there. I'm not just talking about every random blurred there is, but particularly those of us who have websites and podcasts and stuff. And that's just my only. It's disheartening at the end of the day. I mean, I'm not saying it ruined my trip. It didn't have anything, no negative impact on my trip. But just in the reflection after the fact, it's just disheartening. That's all I'm gonna say. So if I had one critique, that would be it. I just don't understand why. We always talk about the blurred agenda, if you will, when we talk about movies and comic books and television, but if we're not even remotely trying to be united and get on the same sheet of music, how can we expect the media on a larger scale to care if we don't even care? We don't even think it's remotely important to say, hey, y'all here too? Let's go ahead and meet such and such. There was many hotels, there's easy places to meet. We could have met at the gyro spot. Everybody else was there. But,
look.
And they were really good too, the gyro spot.
On that note, I want to say something. This is a public service announcement to the people down at the gyro spot in Atlanta, Georgia, downtown. You know what? Throughout the entire year, you could do whatever you want, man. You could be cheap if you want to. But when you have events like DragonCon, you need to step your game up. Get metal chairs, okay? Get metal freaking chairs or get the aluminum joints. You shouldn't be showing up at a spot afraid to sit down to eat, okay? That's just some BS. I'm going to tell you right now. You could afford some metal chairs.
Yo, Face almost killed himself like 3 times. It was to the point where he was sitting on the edge of the chair holding his arms out like this.
Listen, it wasn't just me falling out though. You got these little chairs with the bendy damn legs, and you got to, for real, basically, you're not sitting down. You got to squat. You got to squat on your own. Okay, that's what you're doing. You need to step your game up. I'm going to tell you right now, I will not eat at that establishment until you get metal chairs. For real. That's crazy.
Yeah, you will. If it's 4:00 in the morning and you hungry, you're gonna go over there and get one of those gyros.
No, I'm not gonna go there.
Or you're gonna wait till we go to IHOP again and and some drunk dude come up to us and introduce himself. Y'all not the one who he put his hand on and was like.
Google that? Did anybody Google that?
He just said he was the champ in '84, some middleweight something.
We need to Google who was the middleweight champion in 1984.
We probably
That
wouldn't.
was crazy. No, I didn't.
Well,
but
you weren't the one he came up to and put his hand on. Was like, hey, how y'all guys doing?
I love you. Middleweight champion in 1984.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of that scene of Superbad where my man get caught up in the room and they say, "Oh, that's his brother that can sing." And he's like, "What?" You remember that part with Michael? He had to start singing for the crazy druggies. That's how I felt with his hand on my shoulder, like, "Yeah, y'all the fun table. How y'all doing?" I'm like, "Man."
He was gonna start rubbing your back next. It's like, I like it.
Start playing with it. It would have been nice if you had a ponytail back here. Start rubbing your back in it. I knew someone named James. He had a ponytail in the back.
So that's definitely a lesson learned. No IHOP 3:00 in the morning and on the outskirts of Atlanta. So there you go. The food was good though.
Well, okay, well, actually, I'm glad you said that. What are there any other lessons learned, like in terms of venue, in terms of
Get a
scheduling, like
Get a
hotel in one
hotel.
of the 6 major hotels. Like that's major lesson 1. Get
Whatever it costs.
yeah, be in one of the 6 major hotels.
Yes,
all right,
that is number one.
Because we was way out in the sticks, and it's basically once we showed up, parking was like $30 a day, and that was cheap. And we was there like the whole day, like till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It was no going upstairs to freshen up, you know. It was no, well, let me change out of this cosplay and do
And
this.
that's the
Whatever.
crazy
Like,
part. We couldn't change. We couldn't change. I packed. Listen, I normally pack like this when I pack. I pack if I know we're gonna be there for 3 or 4 days. I pack 6, 7 days of clothes, just to be safe. Okay, that's what I do. And we didn't even get to take advantage of that.
I came home with a bunch of clean clothes.
same here.
Too many clean clothes. And
So I think that's number 1 on the list is to stay in the hotel where the con is held.
number 2, Dr. Scholl's. Dr. Scholl's.
Actually, that's actually tied for number 1.
If you ain't got it, if you ain't on it, Dr. Scholl's, dude.
Go get
Well,
that
you may not
Jones.
need it as bad if you got number 1, because I'm gonna tell you right now, we were staying in the hotel at the con. I'd have bailed out many times and was just like, you know what, I'm going to go lay in the bed for a minute.
Nah, that joint, the doctor, because I brought my flip flops, my sandals with me, and I had only originally intended on wearing them when we were the first day because I wore them on the drive down there, but once we started walking around and we was up on our feet for 12 hours straight, and then I tried putting my shoes on, and for the first 2 hours I was like, oh hell no, nope, put these sandals right back on. Because it was the most comfortable thing I had. And I said, if I had some Dr. Scholl's, that might have changed the game up a little bit. And so Dr. Scholl's is a must. If you ain't on it right now, you need to get on it. Dr. Scholl's inserts.
I have one, and this is a biggie for me. Lose weight, get in shape, because I'm gonna tell you right now, in hindsight, a lot of the suffering I went through was because I could stand to lose about 80 pounds. I'm just keeping it real. Yeah, we walked and did a bunch of stuff all day, and I'm not gonna say I necessarily got winded, but back, feet, man, it's just a piece of work. You sweating like like nobody business. I know nobody want to hear it, but I'm just saying, if I know I need to have some weight off me by next year, because that'll at least make it a little bit better, and I'll be able to wear a costume I want to wear. Because ain't nothing cute than the iron fist with a gut. I'm just saying.
I told you, man. Listen, they did the Spartans, right? They did the 300 Spartans. So everybody was looking like they was bodybuilders up in that joint. And then we walked to the back, and in the back of the bus was the one Spartan that decided he wasn't going to work out with the rest of them.
Yeah, he looked like he swallowed a watermelon and a basketball
and
at
I
the same
walked up
time.
to him. I said, hey, fight for your rights, man. Fight to the front. Fight to the front. He was like, nah, I'm just gonna sit back here and drink this beer. I was like, so it was just like he could do it. We go.
But much love for him. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't have a costume. All I had was my Sith robes and a lightsaber, and I did not want to wear anything. But the experience forced it out of me. And everybody was
no. Don't sit here. It wasn't the experience. Me and Face shamed our Sith Lord into coming out and putting on his robe because he didn't want to wear his robes. His exact words were, man, after Potbelly get the whole joint, I don't want to be that kid at Halloween that just got the Jason mask. And what do we say? Like, yo, stop being silly about it. Like, just go out there and have fun, do your thing. And we basically shamed him into going out, putting on his robes and his lightsaber, and he had a great time.
Actually, I was really hot. and
it wasn't that hot.
And I had to carry my robes like a bathrobes half the time because people step on it and you be like you're gonna fall down and hit your face. but it was cool. And I must admit, what I got in store for next DragonCon, I'm gonna do the Sith thing for real. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, you gonna leave it at that? That's it. You just gonna say that and leave it right there?
Well, I saw a lot of good examples. I mean, and Potbelly, he worked it. He was a good model for me as far as the Jedi thing. In fact, because we got so many people wanting to go next year, we were thinking of like group costume themes we could go with. And I was saying, heck, maybe won't we all do a Sith day or something? That way we'd be that many deep. Because I'm gonna tell you, when they did the Mandalorian March,
Yo,
I don't think none of us recorded that, but
I
it was
recorded
so
it.
awesome.
No, I did. I recorded it.
got
I
it.
It
recorded
was
that
so
and the
many.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the other one. It was so many people in this one atrium lobby area, and then to just see like 30 Mandalorian bounty hunters just march through.
It was way more than 30.
I know 30 is it's probably more like 50, 60. Just march through the crowd and people clearing out the way for them. And then somebody did the Mike Tyson punch out. They had a black dude had the towel around his neck, and he had the music playing, and they was jogging behind him with the boxing gloves on. That type of stuff. I mean, I'd like to see about 30 of us in all black with red lightsabers. I would say I'd participate in the Jedi one, but I don't know if I could do that. I'm going to be honest.
I got pictures of him in a Jedi robe.
What?
Don't sit here and act funny.
You did that trick where we were in the hotel, and you was like, "Hey, see if you can fit this robe." And I had my eyes narrow, and I put the stupid robe on like an idiot. And as soon as I got both arms in the robe, you started taking pictures. That what you talking about?
So now we know who's smarter, the Jedi, right? Because I got the pictures.
Just remember, Count Dooku was a Jedi, so was Anakin.
I got the pictures though.
Hey, Bison just posted on his something about a DragonCon parade. Did you all see it?
We missed the parade.
I didn't catch
that was Saturday morning. I think the parade was like at 9 o'clock or something like that.
It was at 9, 10 o'clock.
And the reason why we missed it is because one, we didn't get in till like 3, 4. But also because our hotel was like so far out and like driving back in, there was no way we was gonna make it back for the parade.
Traffic was crazy.
Yeah, so we missed the parade.
We got there Friday, and it was packed Friday.
We got there Friday like around noon, and like.
But it didn't even register to us the whole. Saturday is the one day that everybody's coming at least. Because not all people bought the 4-day ticket. Some people bought just the 1 day. And out of the 1 day, everybody went on Saturday. And so Saturday was the most packed. It was the most traffic. And our hotel was so far out. It was so far out relative to what was going on that traffic was a factor once we got close to downtown. And so we missed all of the parades. We missed that parade that morning.
So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm saying that, like, get a room in one of the host hotels. That way you there in the thick of everything. Even if you just roll out of bed in your PJs and you walk down to the parade, you can enjoy that joint with the toothbrush in your mouth and then roll back upstairs and actually get ready for your day. I
would have been down there in some flip flops and just to see it all.
Wow, that's pretty cool. All right, so those are all the different tips. Any other tips? Any other recommendations for folks who will be attending DragonCon next year? Either what you all gave some good tips about cosplay, about location.
Man, bring your own beer. If you gonna turn up like that, bring your own. I'm gonna tell you right now. You already know what that is all about. You gonna serve me a day Long Island iced tea, charge me $13, and the cup is this big.
Whoa,
that's a bush. Okay, that's just $13. Yeah, there you go. And then you're gonna change the game up with this ticket foolishness. I can't just pay you money. I gotta give you a golden ticket, and the more golden tickets you buy, the more alcohol you can get. Isn't that a great idea? No, stupid idea. Very stupid idea. I mean, don't get me wrong. The bartender was very pretty, and I didn't want to hurt her feelings. But that was a stupid idea. The golden ticket. Just let me buy it. I'll just give you the money. I don't want to count tickets. Bring your own. Just bring your own. It'll cost too much. That's all I'm going to say.
Except they check bags before you go in to make sure you have no liquid whatsoever.
That was only the one party. That was only the one party.
Because we went to the other one, they didn't check your bag. They didn't check
all the
anything.
other parties you
People
went
actually
to,
walked in with their own stuff. That one joint was checking bags, and plus, understand what I'm saying. You don't have to turn up in the party. You could turn up before. If you're going to play that game, just do that. Just do that. Just do it in your own hotel room, and only if you have a hotel downtown and you're not driving, because we don't condone drinking driving.
There you go. But that goes back to what you all said before. Get the hotel down
Get the
there.
hotel down there, and you ain't even got to worry about that.
And
So,
even if you not in one of the 6, even if you're in one of the overflow joints like the W, which is only a couple blocks away, you want to be walking distance. Like if you can't be right there, and I recommend you be like right there. If you can't do that, be walking distance. Because if you gotta drive, you're gonna be like how we was, and that's not a good look.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Well, man, it sounds like a great experience. I'm definitely looking forward to going next year. I'm definitely going to plan ahead, very, very far ahead this year, so that I can make the next year. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, we're about at the end of the show. We only got a couple minutes left. Geekoni, is just to get up on the tech tip. Is there anything that you want to highlight from the Apple event from this week?
Nothing that hasn't been said.
I mean, I just said I didn't know if there were any major highlights for you.
Obviously, there was some major highlights. I actually did a Periscope immediately after the event, so it's probably deleted by now.
Yes,
but I think
it probably is.
All my Periscopes are actually saved to my phone, so I'll probably upload the video at some point. But there's a wealth of knowledge out there. If you check out my Sith news on Flipboard or just follow me on Twitter, you probably will get the gist of it. I mean, there was really some big stuff. The Apple TV was huge. iPad Pro was huge. iPhone 6s was expected, but if you're a T-Mobile customer, you're probably wanting to do a backflip and a cartwheel because the iPhone 6s has new antennas that can cover a lot more bands, which means that T-Mobile, all of its extended and awesome network that the iPhone couldn't see, can now see, so much so that the CEO is now having a network coverage guarantee. If your phone blink out and you don't have coverage, you can quit T-Mobile. He'll pay for the first month and everything. He was talking some heavy duty stuff if you with the iPhone 6s. So other than that, we'll probably talk more about it as these devices get released. The Apple TV comes out in October, and the iPad Pro comes out in November.
Cool. Yeah, I definitely looking forward to having a conversation with you later about the iPad Pro, because I know I was watching that. I saw that article, and I'm like, oh, poor Microsoft. I was like, oh.
Yeah, Microsoft is dead. But that was the highlight of the Apple event that Microsoft presented at the Apple event. And there was like, if you were watching the event live, the audience was stunned. It was just like, when he got up on stage and he was just like, he was just like, and now we'd have to have a company who knows a lot about software, and Microsoft logo popped up on the screen. Everybody's like, and I tweeted something as like, hell has officially frozen over, and they gave a position, and they gave their presentation about Office on the iPad. So, which goes to show you where Microsoft is hedging their bets. It's not with their own device.
Wow, that's pretty cool. All right, so yeah, we'll definitely look. Like you said, it's out there, so we'll definitely follow up. So real quick, we got a couple minutes. We got just a minute before we close the show. I'll just check real quick. Anything else you guys want to add? King Face, you got anything else to add for the show? King Face?
That's not.
Face is not sleeping.
No, he's there. You probably said. What's he doing? Let me hold on.
Snoring yet?
There we go. Let's see. Hold on. Wait for it.
All
right. What about you? Potbelly Samurai, you got this. Disco Fever. It's a night fever. Okay. It is obviously late. It's
C and BGs.
Pop Alexander, you got anything else for the good of the people?
Hey, this the reiteration. If you ain't get your ticket yet, get your ticket for DragonCon 2016, people.
Get your
Get
ticket.
Get your ticket right. Isn't that what Michael Jackson said? Get your ticket right.
Get your ticket right. And how about you, there, Darky Coney? Anything else for good of the people?
No. Surprisingly, I'm not saying a lot about Apple. I'm shocked myself, actually.
Okay.
But I've been catching up on the stream today, and Fear the Walking Dead was really awesome tonight. For those who were complaining about the show and saying it was too slow, no one's making that complaint tonight. So that's good that they 3 episodes. Oh, I didn't even mention this. Under the Dome got canceled.
But I saw that coming. After watching the first 2 episodes, I was like, "Oh, you're done." I'm not surprised in the least.
That's how I felt about it, but
I
got argued down.
I'm actually a little upset about it. I was actually watching this season. It became like one of those things, It wasn't like must-see TV, but I was watching it to see what they're gonna do next week. It's stupid. It was crazy. A lot of it didn't make sense. It was all over the place. But I still had to tune in to see what was going to happen. And I'm like, man, if you're going to pull the rug, at least pull it with a plan. Don't just be like, toward the end of the season, and be like, hey, we ain't going after this season. That's it. It's over.
Yeah, they threw the flag.
I just felt like they should have had a plan so they could at least get to a natural ending.
They probably did have a plan, but after the first 2 episodes, the viewership probably tanked.
No,
they probably did have a plan.
Their plan was to milk it, and that was the big issue. There's a good book that is based off of. They got some good ratings the first season, and rather just end it in one season like they should have, or do a mini series like a lot of Stephen King books are. They wanted to milk it, and it got crazier and crazier. And just like True Blood, people finally revolted against it because it started getting stupider and stupider.
Yeah. Understood.
Follow the books, Hollywood.
Follow the books.
Follow the books.
Yep.
Even The Walking Dead is following the books this season. They said they got too far away from the comics, and they'll be straying back toward the comics in this next season, which is awesome because the whole Alexandria thing is great. And when they do issue 100, I'm going to be laughing like I did at the Red Wedding. Yes, it's that crazy. You remember the Red Wedding? Something might happen this season that's going to be just as shocking as the Red Wedding.
Oh, nice little teaser there, my friend. All right. Well, the only thing I had for me was just I've been playing Mad Max. I wasn't gonna buy it. I got a really good coupon on Green Man Gaming, and I got it. And I'm gonna tell you, this may be one of the best movie to video game adaptations I've ever played. It feels like Shadow of Mordor. It feels like Rage. If you've ever played, not many people play Rage. Rage was a very underrated game, but Rage was a lot of fun. But
I remember that.
It was a driving game, a first-person shooter. But I'm gonna tell you, and it's not following the storyline. It's a separate storyline from the trailer of the movie. But it's actually really good. The conversations between the NPCs are really quick. The driving is a lot of fun. The fight scenes, it make you cringe. The fight scenes are just like when the experience when you first played Batman Arkham Asylum, and he was putting down serious smackdowns. It feels just like that. You feel it when he hits those guys. But the same combat system is just about the same. So I highly recommend it. It's too pricey. I wouldn't pay full price for it. It's not that good. But I mean, it's a lot like Assassin's Creed. We have to go up high to get the territory, and it feels like a lot of other games. It feels like a lot of other games have been out in the last couple of years, but it is a lot of fun. So that's all I wanted to add for the benefit of the people.
Oh, I got something.
Oh, you do, King Face. You have something?
I got another thing outside of my John Travolta / Paladin action figure. I was going to say I wanted to send a shout out to one of our hotel clerks down in Georgia, who pretty much got us hooked up with our rooms. When they didn't have to. I want to say thank you.
Tiffany.
Yeah, it was weird. So I didn't want to say her name like that, but you can look it out because you didn't let me finish. So now you just gotta make it weird for her because I'm gonna actually put her on blast right now. So I would just want to say it was odd because it's nice to know that you're appreciated. You know, because she was curious about what we were at the Black Geeks, and she thought we were a male review team. So it was weird.
We're not. Oh, okay.
I mean, I could be.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute now. We're talking about you,
But
right?
it was just weird. You know, she's like, I thought y'all was some male strippers. And I said, no, but the Black Geeks tune in. So if you're watching, this is what we do. And we probably clown a little bit more, but gotcha, Tiffany. There you go. All right. So,
Cool.
yeah, just want to say that it's nice to have people that we can all make, chill with. So
It's nice to be important. It's more important to be nice.
To our viewership.
Yeah, thank you. And speaking of welcome to our viewership, the first thing I want to do, I want to thank everybody that tuned in. We had a bunch of viewers. We've had a really active chat room tonight. Man, thank you guys so much for taking the time to be a part of the show. We had Bison for Life in there. We had Arts Humana. Thanks so much. I think that's the first time I'm seeing Arts Humana in the chat. Thanks so much for being there. And let's see, we also had, I think we had Duke CT. What's going on? Haven't seen Duke in a minute. So glad that you stopped by and was part of the show too. And St. Clint was riding with us earlier on. So thanks everyone, and make sure you tune back in. We really appreciate everyone for being part and contributing in the way that they do. I did want to say to Bison, he earlier said that my cosplay was as a Motorola phone, and I had to tell you, sir, you're right. I cosplayed as a Motorola phone, and I was kidnapped by Motorola and held against my will for a freaking week, which is why I did not make it to DragonCon. You're exactly right. I was a Motorola phone. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm good. My phone.
I thought you was cosplaying as somebody that had a cell phone with reliable service and stuff.
No. I was cosplaying as a Motorola phone, and I was abducted and held against my will for a week. At the Motorola facility in Texas. Yes, that's why I could not make it to DragonCon.
It was not a week.
Yes, it was a week. Wait. I'm about to get up in my feelings. So I'm just going to back off.
Several weeks.
I'm back. No. It took a week just to get the mailing labels, to get to send the phone. Then once it got there, it sat there for a week. And the funny part was, I'm only going to say this one piece, and I'm not going to talk anymore about it, is that it was very, very, very interesting, because it wasn't until I typed on Twitter that I'm going to be protesting at my local Verizon store if my phone is not shipped today. And somehow, by the magical Twitter gods, somebody saw, I don't know if they saw it, but it was just very interesting that after 2 hours after I tweeted that, I got I got the shipping notification that my phone was on the way back to me. I'm just saying.
Get yourself a real phone.
I got a real phone. I'm good.
One that if something happens to it,
I'm good.
You can just walk in the store and get a new one and walk out the door.
Yeah, I know.
One that has good customer service.
I know.
One that just won't randomly blow up on you.
Yeah, I know.
That type of thing.
I know. Thank you, Darth Deconius, for that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
And one that won't leak shiny chocolate apple on the back, and we know you like chocolate.
Yeah, I do like my chocolate, but I'm not going to eat my phone. So,
Might as well. What you gonna do with it? You're not gonna talk on it.
Well, you gotta have it in your possession to eat it.
This is true, but I'm good.
What? His phone was like that chocolate you used to buy when kids sell it in school. Remember that?
The world's famous.
You order it 1 month, but you don't see that candy for like 2-3 months.
I know. Y'all remember that?
Oh God. Yeah. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for today. Thank you so very much to Darth Econius, King Face, and the incomparable Potbelly Samurai. You guys are awesome. Really appreciate you. To our Black Geeks, Dark Phoenix, and Ghost. We'll catch you guys. I know you're busy. Everyone's got schedules, and we'll catch you guys next time. Please make sure that you go to www.theblackgeeks.com. Make sure that you check out our articles. We're doing articles fairly regularly. Got lots of stuff flowing through the site. Make sure if you want to follow the latest of tech news, you follow Dark Econius on Twitter. He's always posting a variety of informations, and he's got his Flipboard and his what's the other new one that comes out? The Daily? Is it Daily Blur?
We have the Daily Blur that comes out from the Black Geeks Twitter account, and Sith news that comes from my Twitter account.
Right. And you can also follow at the Potbelly Samurai on Twitter, at KFace, and that's PHAYCE on Twitter. And I'm Big Baba Rob. Oh, right now I'm Big Baba's Prime, but you can always just go at Big Baba Rob on Twitter and follow me. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, Tumblr, SoundCloud. We have to update the SoundCloud account. Haven't done that in a while. And we're all over the place. Instagram, and you can just follow us. Oh, and I think all of us are on Periscope now, aren't we? I think everyone's on Periscope now.
Yeah, there's one missing.
So I guess I should just Periscope just stuff at random outside of
that's what I do. I normally rant and rave about my political views.
Yeah.
Because I almost did a Periscope about how I almost ran this guy over and his wife.
Wow, I almost did a Periscope today in the store when I got that question. I don't want to talk about it on the show. I'm gonna tell y'all guys when we go offline. Y'all tell me later if you want me to tell the story on the show. But it was.
There was another time I almost smacked a child because he bit his father and his father didn't do anything.
One time at band camp. No, all right.
Okay.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our show for this evening. Please come back. We'll be back again 10:30 p.m. on next Sunday, and we greatly appreciate your support. Like and share.
One time I was at
and we'll make sure that we try to make sure the show is properly rated.
Keep going.
We'll see you guys next week, 10:30 p.m.
I swear she had